Yes, dear students, today we will discuss various contents in module 2 of your syllabus. The two important things comes under module 2 are methods of research and how to formulate a research problem. Let us come to the important methods of research that we generally use in social work research. The first one is survey method. So, basically the survey method, as we have seen in research methodology or as a method in research, it is nothing but a fact finding study in which the researcher is collecting data directly from the respondent or the sample or the population. So, he or she may collect data using various data collection methods like observation, schedule or questionnaire. So, schedule and questionnaire, basically the difference is schedule is prepared by the researcher and also applied by the researcher for data collection, or any by proxy also he can engage any invigilator or data collector for data collection. So, schedule, when we use schedule, it is our responsibility to collect data from the respondents, or it may be our sample or population, whatever it may be. Whereas on the other hand, questionnaire method, in questionnaire method we prepare questionnaire and send to our respondents. They will fill it up and return the filled in questionnaire to the researcher. So, some of the major examples for this survey method of research is when we conduct a survey on unemployment, livelihood issues, poverty issues, gender aspects, for example, atrocities against women. So, these are some of the examples of survey method of research. So, this is about the survey method. I will conclude it as it is a fact finding study in which data is collected directly from the population or the sample. Why we are collecting the data? It is to analyze any kind of social problem. And why we are analyzing this social problem? Because we want to suggest recommendation, or we have to come out with our inferences out of the entire research process. So, this is all about the survey method of research. Coming to the second, there is also an important research method, that is experimental method. So, in experimental method we are keeping one group as experimental group and the other group as control group. So, in a control group we are controlling what is the stimulus that we are applying, or in other words what we want to test. Basically, this experimental method of research is being undertaken to assess the efficacy or the impact of a particular stimulus or any action or any intervention. So, we divide the sample into two. One is for experimental group and the other is for control group. What we do in experimental group is, for example, if a researcher is proposing a research study to assess the effectiveness or the usefulness of the use of library in academic performance of students. And in that, what the researcher is supposed to experiment is the use of the library. So, generally we have classroom sessions. Apart from that, the researcher want to test the efficacy of or the effectiveness of or the impact of use of library in the academic performance of the student. So, we will divide the students, that is our sample, say for example, the sample size is 50. So, both the 25 on experimental side and the remaining 25 on the control side. What the researcher do is, the researcher will provide opportunity for the 25 students who are in the experimental group to access to the library in the college, and it is mandatory, it is he himself has to ensure that the students in experimental group are using or make using the library. On the other hand, the control group, they have been provided both in the case of experimental group also the normal classroom session. But the difference is the experimental group, the students, the 25 students in the experimental group is exposed to the library system. Then he has to assess what is happening. So, we have two variables here, one is independent variable and the other is dependent variable. So, the one is course variable, that is independent variable is the course variable, and the other is the dependent variable, that is the impact. So, academic performance, that is in this study, the academic performance in this experimental method of research, one we have experimental group, here we have experimental group, and here we have control group, and what we want to test is the use, the effects of use of library in the academic performance of students, So, for that we have divided our sample, this is sample size is 50. So, we have 25 here and another 25 here. How to select students for this both experimental and control group? For that we have to go for sampling method. So, any kind of sampling method, for best method is probability sampling method, that you can use. Later we will we will look at what are the sampling method. There we will study the sampling process in detail. Here we have 25 for experimental and another 25 for control group. What is the student? These students are classroom session, normal classroom type teaching, and plus here mandatory, it is mandatory that these students should use the library or books or any kind of material, reading material or books, research journals, whatever it may be available in the library. So, this is for experiment, and whereas on the other hand control group, they have classroom session. So, both groups we have classroom session, here we have library. This group is exposed to the library. Then what is happening? Then the researcher has to employ any kind of what is that, we will call it as data collection method. We have to collect data. So, here that researcher can go for some kind of test or assessment. maybe the quarterly assessment or half yearly assessment or annual assessment, whatever it may be, that is as per the research design, what you have proposed in your research methodology. So, the researcher is collecting data on a regular basis as per the design. So, what is the data is being collected here also for experimental group also, here also we collect data. Test remains the same for both experimental and control group. Then what is the result? What is the result? This is the difference. We have to take the difference. So, one is the one variable, that is here we have the independent variable as our library use is there, and the academic performance of the student, that is the impact. So, one is course variable and the other is impact. What is the impact of the use of library, that we will assess and we will come out with our inferences. What is the difference? Whether there is any difference in performance, that is means academic performance of the students, those who have given the ample opportunity to access to the library, and what happened in the control group, and that difference is the result of the experimental research design. So, here in experimental method, one good thing is that we have an experimental group and we have a control group, and we can assess the data, the output, that is the impact, and what is the difference in statistical term we can propose, or we can come out with some statistical information that what is the difference in our experimental. Here we have the objective is to assess the effects of the use of library in the academic performance of the students. So, what is happening in the experimental group and in the control group? So, this is about experimental research design. So, basically this experimental research design determines whether and in what manner variables are related to each other. So, we have a phenomenon, that is the classroom session and the library use. By keeping the other variable constant and controlled, means here this variable as keeping constant and controlled, we are doing the experimentation. So, this is the experimental research method. So, this method involves field experiment conducted by comparing experiential group with the control group, that I have already told you. Here we are, what is that? We are comparing the data. What is happening? What is the result? So, this is experimental research method. And the third, coming to the third one, that is a case study method. Case study method, basically it is a life cycle approach. So, we have to collect data in respect of various milestones of a particular population or an unit or an institution, whatever it may be. What is our unit of study? Based on the unit of the study, the case study tries to understand and collect and also analyze in detail the life cycle of the unit under study. So, the entire life cycle, for example, if it is an institution, we want to have a case study of an institution. The various developmental stages of the institution need to be assessed and documented. So, the effective method, one of the effective methods for that is the case study method. So, we have to have a clear understanding of that particular institute, that is our unit, and how we will progress. We will start from how the unit or the institution started, its introduction, its genesis, and what are the major important milestones happened as far as the institution is concerned, the important developmental changes the institution has. So that also we will document in clear. For example, another example is if we are conducting a study on the livelihood pattern or livelihood situation of rural people. In that case, as we have seen in developmental terminology, we have number of community based organizations. These organizations are formed to mobilize the social capital for the effective utilization of resources, various kinds of resources, for the benefit of or the livelihood enhancement of the particular community or the target group or the group members. So, if we want to assess the importance or the role of such community based organizations in improving in making the livelihood of the community improved, in such cases we can go for case study method. For example, we can take one or two or three as per our sampling size or sampling design. We can take community based organizations and their activities has to be documented. So, by developing some checklist or some questionnaire, we have to collect, the researcher has to collect data from the beneficiaries who are our respondents. But our unit of study is the community based organization. Those people who are associated with that particular organization under study, we have to will give us data. It is our responsibility to write it in the manner of a case study. Actually, it is like the case studies are presented in such a manner that it is just like a storytelling method. So, we are telling or collecting the story with sufficient data, information, that is empirical evidence, going through the entire life cycle of that particular unit under study, and we are preparing a story of that particular unit under study. So, when the case study is presented before a particular person, he or she will feel it as a storytelling experience, or in a storytelling method the researcher will present. So, this is case study method. One of the important feature in case study method is it is an in-depth study of a phenomenon. You can have a case study of an event or situation or a person or a family, a social group. For example, a family, a community, for example, tribal community, ethnic community, or what we call various types of community. Also, we can document in detail the life cycle of development of that particular community. A process also, we can take a process for case study method, a program, an institution or any kind of social unit for case study method. Case study will give you a detailed narration of the life cycle of the unit under your study. So, yeah. So, basically when unique features of a case is not reflected by the usual statistical method, a researcher can go for case study method. Also, he can have a mixed method of research, both statistical method and to narrate it in detail, to have an in-depth understanding of that particular phenomenon under study or unit under study. The person or the researcher can also have some case studies in his research, which is basically following a statistical method. There is nothing wrong in it that a researcher is having both statistical method and case study method. But in general, in those cases where the unique features of a case is not reflected by usual statistical method, the case study method is used. Then next is historical research method. So, this is the fourth kind of research method that we have to study. Historical research is all about a written record of the past events. So, we study the past events in history, what is in the past, and other information sources with a view to restructuring the origin and development of an institution. For example, we want to collect the history of a particular area. So, we can use historical research method. We should go for some sort of qualitative research methods like focus group discussion, semi-structured interview, like by employing all such methods, we can collect data that is what has happened already in that particular area. Or if it is about an organization or an institution, also we can go for historical research method. The history of an organization, the history of a community, the history of a particular area. Maybe in participatory process research methodology, we will call it as a local history collection. So, in all this process, what we are doing, the researcher is collecting or studying the past records and other information sources. The source of information in historical research include written records, newspapers, diaries, any kind of other written documents, for example, some books. So, we have to have a collection, or we should go for a transect of all these written records or documents. Why the researcher has to do this, the analysis, or he has to refer to the written records, because it is a historical study. We are studying what has happened in the past, what is already happened, or it is a past record analysis. We are studying the past records of the unit under study. So, this is historical research method.